The Purple Dress, story by O.Henry. All women like purple color when it is fashion, and now purple is being worn. You notice it on the streets. Of course, other colors are quite stylish as well. But you see lots of people too. Just take a walk down 23rd Street in the afternoon. Therefore, made as a girl with big brown eyes and cinnamon-colored hair in the bee-high store, said to Grace. The girl with the rhinestone brooch. I'm going to have a purple dress, tailor-made dress for Thanksgiving. Oh, hi you, said Grace, putting some 7 gloves into 6 boxes. Well, I prefer red. You see more red on Fifth Avenue. And the men all seem to like it. I like purple best, said Maida, and old Secladel has promised to make it for $8. It's going to be lovely. Sly boots, said Grace with a knowing wink. What do you mean by saying that? Said Maida. You see, Mr. Ramsay likes purple, but I heard him say yesterday he thought some of dark shades of red were simply wonderful. I don't care, said Maida. I prefer purple, and who people like it just can take the other side of the street. Maida had saved $18 after 8 months of economy, and with this money she had bought the stuff for the purple dress and made Schlegel $4 in advance. On the day before Thanksgiving she would have just enough to pay the remaining $4 and then a holiday in a new dress. Can nurse offer anything more enchanting? Old Batchman, the proprietor of the beehive store, always gave a Thanksgiving dinner to his employees. On every one of the subsequent 364 days except Sundays. He reminded them of the joys of the past banquet and the hopes of the coming ones, thus inciting them to increase enthusiasm in work. The dinner was given in the store on one of the long tables in the middle of the room. They covered the front windows with wrapping paper and the turkeys, and other good things were brought in the back way of the restaurant on the corner, and always at the Thanksgiving dinners, Mr. Ramsay. Oh, bother, I should have mentioned Mr. Ramsay first of all. He's more important than purple or green or even the red cranberry sauce. Mr. Ramsay was a head clerk, and he had very good manners. He never pinched the girls' arms when he passed them in dark corners of the store, and when business was dull. He told them interesting and funny stories. Besides being a gentleman, Mr. Ramsay was original in other ways. He was a health crank, and believed that people should never eat anything that was good for them. He was violently opposite to anybody being comfortable and despised people who stayed indoors during snowstorm, or wore overshoes, or took medicine, or cuddled themselves in any way. Every one of the 10 girls in the store had little pork chop and fried onion dreams every night of the becoming Mrs. Ramsay. For next year old Batchman was going to take him in for a partner. Mr. Ramsay was a master of ceremonies at the dinners. Always they invited 2 Italians to play a violin and harp and had a little dance in the store. And here were 2 dresses to charm Mr. Ramsay, one purple and the other red. Of course, the other 8 girls were going to have dresses too, but they didn't count. Very likely they would wear some nice dresses, but nothing as beautiful as purple or red. Grace had saved her money, so she was going to buy her dress ready-made. Oh, what's the use of bothering with a tailor, she said. When you have a good figure, it's easy to get a fit. The ready-made clothes are intended for a perfect figure. The night before Thanksgiving came. Maida hurried home full of thoughts of tomorrow. Her thoughts were of purple color. She knew purple would become her, and for the 1000th time she tried to assure herself that it was purple Mr. Ramsay said he liked and not red. She was going home first to take the $4 wrapped in a piece of tissue paper in the bottom drawer of the dressing table, and then she was going to pay Schlegel and take the dress home. Grace lived in the same house. She occupied the room above Maida's. At home, Maida found noise and confusion. As she walking up to her room, she could hear the landlady and Grace's voice, and then Grace came down to her room crying with eyes as red as any dress. "She says I have got to get out," said Grace, "the old beast, because I owe her $4. She has put my trunk in the hall and locked the door. I can't go anywhere else. I haven't got a cent of money." "You had some yesterday," said Maida. "I paid it for my dress," said Grace. "I thought she would wait till next week for the rent." And she burst out robbing and sniffing. Out it had got Maida's $4. "Your darling," cried Grace. "Now a rainbow instead of sunset. I will pay the mean old witch, and then I'm going to try on my dress. I think it's heavenly. Come up and look at. I will pay the money back, $1 a week, honest I will." Thanksgiving. The dinner was to be at her home, and at 11:45 Grace came in the Maida's room. Yes, she looked charming. Red was her color. Maida sat by the window in her old skirt and blue blouse darning. "Oh, doing fancy work." "Why, dear me, aren't you dressed yet?" exclaimed the red one. "How does it fit in the back? Why aren't you dressed, Maida?" "My dress didn't get finished in time," said Maida. "I'm not going to the dinner." "That's too bad." "Why, I'm awfully sorry, Maida." "Why don't you put on anything and come along? It's just the store people you know, and they won't mind." "I will set on my purple dress," said Maida. "If I can't have it, I won't go at all. Don't bother about me. Run along and you'll be late. You look awfully nice in red." At her window, Maida sat through the long morning and passed the time of the dinner at the store. At her mind she could hear the girls laughing merrily, could hear old Batchman's roar over his own jokes, could see the diamonds of the fat Mrs. Batchman, who came to the store on the Thanksgiving days, could Mrs. Ramsay moving about taking care of everybody's comfort. At 4 in the afternoon, with the expressionless face and the lifeless air, she slowly walked to the Segal's shop and told him that she couldn't pay the $4 due on the dress. "God," cried Schlegel angrily, "why do you look so gloomy? Take him away. He's ready. Pay me some time. Have I not seen you pass me shop every day in 2 years? If I make clothes, does it mean that I don't know how to understand people? You will pay me some time when you come. Take him away. He's made me well, and you look pretty him so. Pay me when you can." Maida thanked Schlegel heartily and hurried away with her dress. As she left the shop, the first rain of the fell upon her face. She smiled and did not feel it. Ladies who shop in the carriages, you don't understand. Girls whose clothes are paid for by your fathers. You cannot begin to understand why Maida didn't feel the cold drops of the Thanksgiving rain. At 5 o'clock, she went out the street, wearing her purple dress. The rain had increased, and it beat upon her in a steady pour. People were hurrying home to cars with umbrellas and tight-buttoned raincoats. Many of them turned them to heads and looked in surprise at the beautiful, serene, happy-eyed girl in the purple dress walking through the storms as though she was strolling in a garden under the sunny skies. "I say, you don't understand it. Ladies of the full purse and varied wardrobe. You don't know what it's so to live a perpetual longing for pretty things, to starve 8 months in order to bring in a purple dress and a holiday together. What difference if it rained, hailed, blew, snowed, cycloned?" Someone turned a corner and looked her way. She looked up. Mrs. Ramsay's eyes, sparkling with admiration and interest, "Why, Miss Maida," said he, "you look simply significant in your new dress." I was greatly disappointed not to see at our dinner, and of the girls I evening that you show the great sense of the intelligence. There is nothing more beautiful, and that braving the brace as you're doing. May I walk with you? And Maida blushed and sneezed.